The cover page for the current chapter shows Carrot walking on some dolphins. Seems she is headed for Zoe. Damn, that one dolphin looks disturbingly ugly. We start where we left off with Loki remembering his father Harold, when he told him to end him and take the throne of Elbaf, saying how he was the worst king in Elbaf's history. Loki tells Emu how his father died too early and how he was still too young at only 144 years old, when giants normally live up to 300 years old. Loki is pissed, saying you'll make Emu pay for what he did. But Emu nonchalantly replies back that it was he who suffered the most. Loki, getting even more mad at the reply, goes in for an overhead swing, wanted to smash Emu into the ground like a nail, remembering his father's last moments fueling his anger. Ragna is Zuchi. Emu looks a little worried, but it might just be how small he is on paper, so it's harder to draw emotion onto him. But seems he was worried about the attack, and converts his black flame circle on his back into a blob-like monster with a big scary mouth and horns that just tanks the hit for Emu. Loki hit hard, way harder than most attacks we have seen in the series. It sent shockwaves around the whole island. Even Loki is confused and cannot fathom how his strike was tanked, wondering what powers Emu has out loud. Emu, hearing this, explains his powers. He makes a hand sign that makes his body blow up like a balloon, swelling like Luffy does in Gear 3, saying Omen is simply Mu's military might. I am guessing his abilities work with contracts to others, stealing their powers and adding to his while sharing his immortality and devil powers with them in exchange. More on this later. Emu starts growing in size, becoming a giant, leaving Loki confused. He forms another one of those black flame monster faces on the tip of a spear, attacking Loki. Luckily, Loki manages to swing his own hammer and block the hit. However, Emu's attack is too strong and off-balances Loki. Emu, taking the opportunity, jumps up, pulls out a big sword called Nemesis, piercing Loki's chest, or like upper chest shoulder area with it, crashing down similar to how Nidhogg did Marineford and missed on Luffy. Emu yaps. Strength is an attribute people naturally crave. And yet, that craving can easily be satisfied by corruption. It merely requires one to submit their will to a covenant. When INB drives them, they achieve power. So basically, Emu feeds on people's desires for power, but I'm guessing its needs for anything, not just power, and he controls people using that, making his pack seem like a free power-up or exactly something that fulfills their need, whether it be power or otherwise. Loki not wanted to hear any longer tries getting a hit in while Emu yaps on, but Emu spins his black flame monster and throws it directly at Loki's face, exploding on impact. Emu offers Loki power way beyond that of humanity, a power of the gods, if you will. But Loki, after absolutely taking that explosion, coughing blood, instantly finishes his swing, claiming he does not want it. But Emu just dodges easily. Loki is now visibly tired and exhausted from his fight, and talks to Emu on how his power of domination sounds rather like a deal with the devil than something from God. Emu, in cold blood, replies, "Is there a difference between a god and a devil?" Loki, finally catching his breath, gets up hammer in hand, and exclaims he will not be dominated by anyone. Okay bro, cool, I would fold in front of Makima and others, but you do you. Emu, just flying overhead, seeing Loki's resolve, remembers Joyboy, and has a flashback silhouette, looking extremely like Luffy's. But Emu is that same weird cone-shaped shadow. Or maybe that's not Emu. Anyways, the flashback has Bro confused, and he just lashes out, mouth wide open like Bro is Luffy eating, while Sanji is not looking, screaming, "Isn't that right? Joyboy." Haki going all over the place, and we finally see Luffy. He is having his fill in someone's house, it seems, eating away, saying he needs to eat more, because he has never felt Haki like this. Reminder, Luffy has felt Shanks' Haki, and even that was not close to Emu's. I am guessing Emu's power is not just granting devil-like powers in exchange for loyalty or domination alone. What if it's granting devil powers in exchange for Haki? So Emu, in a sense, is not strong by himself, but rather because of his army/military. Like he said, Omen is Mu's military might. So what if in exchange for forming a pact you give something and take something, making it a fair deal in some sort of way, I suppose? Hence why his Haki is so different from everyone else's. It's like multiple people's Haki all mixed up. It would also explain why he wants to form pacts with others, and Loki ending Harold was his biggest loss. We have seen Harold hang with some of the strongest after all. Sharing his Haki would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Enough theories. Loki, seizing the chance when Emu is angered and lost in his flashback, strikes Emu hard, landing a direct hit, sending Emu flying into the giant atom tree. Had Bro doing the T-pose and all. Loki transforms into Nidhogg, his dragon form, and Emu, seeing him, looks a little scared. Loki charging up his Forheim attack, basically Burrow Breath, but his version, sending it straight at Emu, who again makes some weird hand sign saying, "Thou really hast returned." Smiling fearlessly. That's how the chapter ends, and my god, was that a cliffhanger. I wish we had more, but a break next week has me feeling sad. Like and subscribe, or One Piece ends. Tomorrow. I mean it. Later. Plucking Gator.